Well, it was a 0-0 draw between the United States and Saudi Arabia in the final friendly before World Cup rosters get released. A few notes. Gio Reyna was subbed off in the 30th minute. Our Grant Wall reporting muscle tightness for the 19-year-old midfielder. Another scoreless performance for the Americans after a disappointing 2-0 loss to Japan last week. Let's go out to Spain, where the match just finished. Grant Wall standing by. I was going to ask you what you saw today. Seems like you saw a whole lot of nothing.
Not much. I really don't think many people are going to remember this game ever, but still a better performance from the U.S. than they had against Japan in that loss on Friday. But that was a pretty low bar. And so you still come away from this feeling like the U.S. should be in a better position right before the World Cup, which is less than 2 months away. If this were a World Cup game and the U.S. had gotten just 1 point against Saudi Arabia, we would have looked at that as a disappointing result. And once again, after the U.S. got 0 shots on goal on Friday, they only got 2 shots on goal tonight, just didn't create many scoring chances.
How might what we saw today and maybe even going back to last week's 2-0 loss, how might that impact the roster, which is going to be set now?
It's going to be very interesting for me to see if Greg Berhalter goes away from his guys, because it certainly seems like Aaron Long is his guy to start as one of the center backs. Long played for the first half tonight. Wasn't as bad as he was against Japan, but still had a couple of bad giveaways in possession that don't really give you a lot of comfort if you're a U.S. fan about how he might perform at the highest level at the World Cup. Maybe the U.S. really needs to hope Chris Richards gets healthy and can play against with Walker Zimmerman back there. Richards wasn't available tonight. I really felt like Yunus Musa is a guy that the U.S. needed tonight. They don't have anyone who can do what Musa does in terms of carrying the ball forward on the dribble and really threatening defenses. Musa has been injured for Valencia. He was actually in the stadium tonight for the game and saw what we all saw, which is they're really missing him on the field. In terms of roster spots, I don't think anyone necessarily earned one or lost one tonight. Matt Turner played well in goal again for the second straight game, and so you have to think that he earned some credit for the starting goalkeeper slot. We'll see if Zach Steffen can get healthy and get it back.
About 6 weeks away from the start of the World Cup in Qatar, what should Team USA's expectations be as of right now?
The expectation has to be to get out of the group. It will be tremendously disappointing if the U.S. doesn't finish in the top 2 of the 4-team group. That makes the opening game against Wales really important. And I don't think right now I'm feeling that confident coming out of this game that the U.S. is going to get 3 points from that Wales game. They don't absolutely have to. They could get a point potentially, but they really do need to create the U.S. more scoring opportunities. Christian Pulisic is the star of this team. It was good to see him back on the field tonight after missing the Japan game, but Pulisic needs to get things going at club level, earn more playing time, have some signature attacking moments, because the U.S.'s best player is kind of in a funk right now. He had a couple of flashes tonight on the ball that showed you why he's a special player, but those really didn't lead to scoring chances, and he just needs to get in a better place in the next 6 weeks.
Grant Wall with us from Spain, where it's another somewhat disappointing result for the United States, a 0-0 draw with Saudi Arabia. Thank you so much, Grant. If you want to stay current with everything going on with the U.S. men's and women's national teams, check out the In Soccer We Trust podcast. Download and follow wherever you like to get your audio.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.